Now, thank you for staying with us. Dr. Tiwatayo Lasebikan is a senior resident doctor, Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital, Yaba, Lagos. Yaba left where they get everything right. He obtained his medical degree at the University of Ibadan, Nigeria, and attended the University of South Wales, United Kingdom, where he bagged his master's degree in business psychology. Now, we're talking about depression today. You're welcome, doctor. It is great to have you.
Thank you for having me.
I like that tagline, Yaba left where you do everything right.
Yes.
You guys are doing well.
Thank you.
All right, so I feel like in Nigeria today, we are all depressed. In one way or the other. And there's a reason why I would say so.
Okay, so why do you say so?
If this country was better, we'll all feel better. That's just my, we'll all do better, we'll all do better. But then, let's break it down. What do you mean when you say someone is depressed? How do you differentiate depression from just being sad or maybe a mood swing? What exactly is depression?
Okay, thank you. So you see, for some people use depression to mean sadness, just in layman English. But when psychologists or psychiatrists talk about depression, we're talking about some intense form of sadness that is persistent, and colors everything you do, such that even when something good happens, internally you still feel sad. This goes on for a while. Usually it doesn't come alone. So, that kind of sadness comes with not wanting to do anything, feeling tired easily, losing pleasure in things that, used to make you happy before. Okay. So before you watch the football match, but now you're not as interested, And sometimes, we have things like people not wanting to eat, lose appetite, people even lose weight as a result. And
some other people gain weight.
Some people gain weight. In fact, yes, you're right. Some people gain weight, some people eat a lot. Why some people don't sleep well because they are depressed? They wake up early thinking about, some people sleep the whole day.
Oversleep.
Yes.
So, it's at times it's unique. There's some symptoms that are unique.
No, of course, to individuals. Yes, of course.
All right, so being that as it is now, I know there's something called clinical depression. Yeah. And of course, what is clinical depression?
Okay, so clinical depression means like bad things happen to everyone. And sometimes you feel quite sad. For example, over the last weekend, with what happened, Nigeria, the Olympics, people getting banned, disqualified. Of course, I felt sad. But, in a matter of minutes, maybe even hours,
You get over it.
You get over it. So by the time you're unable to get over this sadness, and it begins to affect your daily life, your daily functioning. You wake up in the morning, you don't have the energy to do what you would have done normally. People at work are complaining that this is not really who you are. Your husband, your wife, your parents, notice that there's some form of change, which is affecting your daily life. Normally you like church, for example, you be early for choir rehearsals, and it's as if you are dragging yourself, you don't even go anymore. So by the time it's beginning to affect your life, then it's not just sadness, it's clinical depression. Right
now, so are there medications that people can use? How do you diagnose depression, and how do you know where medication comes in, or where maybe self-help and just a talk can bring the person out of depression?
So as psychiatrists, we qualify depression into mild, moderate, and severe. Okay. So there are cases of mild depression whereby just psychotherapy, what we call talk therapy, would help.
Would help, okay.
But by the time it's getting to moderate and severe, medications might need to come in, because at that point, there will be some form of, imbalance in some, chemicals in the brain.
In the brain,
yes. So that pep talk alone, or even not just pep talk, now even, qualified psychotherapists, talk to the person and is still not able to get the person out of it. So at that point, you need medication.
So at that point, we are saying that it is outside forces that affected the person so much so that chemicals in the brain
Well, not just outside forces, So depression is a combination of internal and external forces. Okay. So we have vulnerability factors. What do I mean? Some people, as a result of their genes, their personality, may be more susceptible to depression than others. So that the same bad event happens to 10 people, and then 2-3 people, get into depression while the others don't. Okay. That's because of some internal factors, that each person already has. some resilience factors, so that the external factors just come and tip the person over into depression.
All right, so for somebody who is at home who maybe has started seeing some of these symptoms and all of that, what's the best form of advice you'd give to such a person?
Oh, so we like to say that, it's good to just, talk to a specialist. Now, imagine you talk to a psychiatrist. The issue there is that as Africans, we think that seeing a psychiatrist means that, maybe you're mad. No, that's not true. That's not true. We see hundreds of people, at our hospital who just want to talk to us, who think that there's something wrong. And then, we just talk to them and discover that this is what is wrong, this is what is wrong, and then we get to solve the issue. Where we need medication, medication is involved. Where we need psychotherapy, that's talk therapy, we do that.
What if a professional is not close at hand? I stay in somewhere, I cannot get a psychiatrist close at hand. What will somebody who has those kind of symptoms, what is the most immediate thing they can do?
Okay, so, well, the first thing is to talk to somebody even around you.
Even around you?
Yes.
Okay, so get to socialize or something.
Yes, talk to somebody around you. So you're beginning to feel some kind of symptoms, you feel just too tired, you're not happy. Then maybe it's just talk to a trusted friend. Now that trusted friend, would even help you. Maybe help you get in contact with a psychiatrist, a psychologist, help you, or you can come to Psychiatric Hospital Yaba, or social media. There are some of us on social media that you can talk to, and then, at the end of the day, you'll be able to get help.
Okay, and then we might also have situations of people who it's hard to figure out that they're depressed. On the outside, there's that on the surface level, on the subcutaneous level, you see them, they have good, but sometimes it can be deep-seated in such a way that it's not easily recognizable. In those kind of situations. And
yeah, so you see, depression, unlike some other type of mental illnesses that other people can easily spot, for depression, it's something that, individuals spotted themselves first before anyone does. That's why I'm saying that if internally you think there's something wrong, wrong enough for you not to want to wake up the next morning, wrong enough to think that you're worthless, then you yourself might need to summon up the courage to get help.
You might need to summon up the courage. And then in cases where people, when it comes to talking to professionals, and people say, okay, I've talked, when it's not a professional, maybe a friend, and people tell you that they don't want to speak out because of the stigma. There's some sort of stigma. Like you mentioned social media. So people tell you that, okay, if I don't speak out, they tell me, and I do something, and maybe I do something harmful, they tell me, why didn't you speak out? But then I speak out, and then there's a stigma attached to it. I mean, how can the society help, in such cases where people are afraid to come out to talk because that stigma?
Yes, the truth is that I'm actually happy what is going on, what has been going on in the past 1 year, when it has to do with mental health in the social media and social space. For example, this lady, Simon Biles, was able to come out last week and say she's withdrawing from the Olympics because of her mental health. Yes, people still stigmatize that, but the truth is that when people like that keep coming out and saying things, it becomes less stigmatizing.
Yes, because when you think that those people they're also human beings.
Yes,
those that are at the top, they can also go through these particular situations.
Exactly.
And because even at that, a number of us still, a number of people still, want to go after her at that point and say, okay, hey, you're weak and all of that. But I'm saying that no matter what happens, no matter what the stigma that be attached, it's better that you speak out and let it be known than just keeping it inside.
Especially because it's very treatable. It's something that we can help you out of. And of course, when we say social media, you don't even have to tweet it. I mean, there are DMs now
that you can get into.
There are organizations. We have things like She Writes Woman. There's Money. These are organizations that help people. With help you connect with the appropriate therapists.
Therapists that you can get and you can talk to and all of that. All right, thank you very much, Doctor. This was quite an enlightening discussion, and I hope people get to talk about this, push away from that stigma. That's a major problem. But I hope that with this, people are more enlightened to understand and treat depression.
Yes.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you. All right.